Prime Minister, Vice Minister, honorable members of Parliament, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, together with my wife Anja and the whole embassy team, I wish you a literally very warm welcome to the Swiss National Day. We are celebrating today our 735th anniversary. Whatever you may think of legends that built up national history, it's a matter of fact that Switzerland, since ever, is something like a grant for stability and for predictability. And in times where the world seems to go mad, I think it's good for all of us to have something like a little oasis in Europe where things go as they always went 10 years, 100 or even 500 years ago. Slowly, continuously, and in a very human way. Of course, as such a part of the international community, Switzerland also contributes to the world's cooperation. We are among the first ones to have bet on globalization. Globalization built on rules that we have set together. As such, we are very actively involved in world trade, and we are also a super active part of European economy, not of the European Union, but politically and economically, we are very, very strongly interwoven. We are strong partners, and we will remain reliable and strong partners that is, of course, attached to our common values. To be honest, the most difficult part of my job in the last couple of weeks was the weather forecast for tonight's day. And that tells you a lot about Swiss-Czech relations. And I think the sky above us exemplifies it very, very clearly. It's just warm relations, and there is not one cloud in the sky. We have a brilliant cooperation in all imaginable fields, from, of course, economy to culture, business, science, etc., etc. With today's event, we, the Swiss Embassy, would like to thank you all because each and everybody of you is in one way or the other a partner of Swiss-Czech cooperation. And with that very casual evening, you hope that we can give you something in return. I would notably also like to welcome the many, many representatives that are part of our cooperation in the framework of the Swiss contribution. This is Switzerland's financial contribution to cohesion in Europe, and we are very happy that our partners from the Ministry of Finance, from the Ministry of Health, from the Ministry of Social and Labour are with us tonight. This is a typical example, just one aspect of our relations that show that we work at eyes level together. We have not one way, but two-way cooperation, and we can make good things even better. With that, I would like to thank also, of course, all those who made this evening possible here. I would like to start with the surprise of this evening. We want to make you feel good in a typical Swiss atmosphere. You have already heard it with Bernardiner dogs, with Alphorn music, and you will have raclette cheese. But we have also something modern to present you. And it's not modern technology, no, it's modern food and modern wine. We are super happy that the prize winners of last year's very prestigious competition for the best young sommelier, best young chef, best young waitress, and best young pâtissière is with us here tonight, and they will perform for you, showing the young, modern, tasty face of Switzerland. The guy who made this possible is the editor of the Marmite magazine, Mr. Thomas Abeck. Thank you very much, Thomas, for having made this possible. I would also like to thank then our bands, the Ensemble Engadina, that you have already heard, the jazz band, Jazz for You, and of course I would like to thank also the owner of this beautiful dog, Mr. Josef Gehrig. And then, don't miss to take a photo. Our sponsors tonight very generously, Laufen, Matoni, Nestle, Roche, Sotio, and Stadler. And then, of course, first and foremost, I would like to thank our guest of honor, the first Vice Prime Minister, Mr. Karel Havlicek, for again having accepted an invitation to the Swiss Embassy. We had a very impressive presentation earlier this year when Minister Havlicek presented the new economic strategy of the Czech Republic. We were interacting with the members of the Swiss Chamber of Commerce, and I think this was an important door opener, and your presence here tonight, Minister, of course, means a lot to us because it shows that there is really an open eye in the Czech Republic for cooperation with Switzerland, and I can promise you that our embassy will do our utmost to further strengthen this cooperation. With that, I would then hand over to Vice Prime Minister Havlicek and then to Johann von Grafenried, who will be the master of ceremony for this evening. Please feel like at home. It's an open-end evening. There is a lot to discover. Don't queue too long for raclette. Raclette will be done for hours and hours and hours. Take your time. There is enough to drink, and I hope that you will really spend a good evening. With that, I would like to hand over to Vice Prime Minister Havlicek. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So, dear Mr. Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, excellencies, it's really for me an honor, privilege, and pleasure to be here with you. Because, as you know, the relationships in the Czech Republic and Switzerland are at the highest level. From the point of view of economics, it's important to say that the trading activities are at a level of 6 billion euro. Czech investments in Switzerland are at a level of 6 billion, the same figure, and the Switzerland investments in the Czech Republic are at a level of 8 billion euro. But it's definitely for us, it's Switzerland also an inspiration in the field of R&D and science and innovations. I remember it was in 2018 or 19 when I came to government and I introduced my innovation strategy. It was the first innovation strategy in the history of the Czech Republic. The inspiration for me, there were the countries like Sweden, Finland, Netherlands, and Switzerland, because as you know, Switzerland is no longer the land of chocolates, mountains, trains, and watches. It's a land, it's a country of the new technology, it's a country of the artificial intelligence, biotechnological companies and startups and so on, and it's really extremely innovative country and inspiration for us. Thank you very much to the Ambassador for a great collaboration. Thank you to representatives of the business of the Switzerland. They are active in Czech Republic. And last but not least, I have to say that a few years ago, let's say that Switzerland was inspired by the Czech ice hockey teams and football teams, and I'm a big fan of the rock music. You know, the Bob Dylan. The times they are changing right now, and for us as for the Czech Republic, the Switzerland an inspiration in the football and in the ice hockey. And let me to congratulate you to the great results in the World Cup ice hockey and football. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Switzerland's National Day, but also some of Switzerland's finest culinary talents. It's my great pleasure to welcome the winners of the Marmite Youngsters Competition 2025.
To give you a little bit of a background, what Marmite actually is. Marmite is Switzerland's leading magazine dedicated to gastronomy. Every year, it honors outstanding young professionals under the age of 30 years in 4 categories: cuisine, patisserie, sommelier, and service. The competition shows that Switzerland is not only about potatoes and cheese, or the combination of those two ingredients such as raclette, but it also stands for culinary innovation, creativity, and excellence.
Last year's winner in the cuisine category was Nino Schuppach. Nino, this evening you are treating our guests to your culinary creations. You have prepared 2 dishes, Hauptschnätzlets, or for those who don't understand Swiss Germans, sliced veal, and the second one called Alpine Meadow. Why did you choose these dishes?
Ja, genau. Ich habe das das Kalbsgeschnetzelte gemacht, weil also eine bisschen andere Version vom Zürcher Kalbsgeschnetzeltem gibt aber trotzdem auch eine kleine Rösti dazu, einfach mit einer Backe anstatt mit Filet.
Okay, so Nino made a classical Zurich Schnetzel, sliced veal, but also with some rösti, and yes, that's more of it.
Okay, our next guest is Julia Tichy, who's the winner in the patisserie category. Julia, I've heard that you brought some very special ingredient all the way from Switzerland to us. Why did you do it, and how did you do it?
I took it just normal in my luggage, but I took some Swiss chocolate. So if you think about Swiss and desserts, I think you will definitely think first of chocolate. So I brought my my favorite chocolate from the Swiss brand Veltlin. It's a dark chocolate, and I combine it with some fresh apricots, with a little bit of creme fraiche. So a little bit of homage on my home country, Austria. It's like similar like the Sachertorte, like the flavors, but a little different. Yeah, so I think with chocolate, everyone loves chocolate, so that's why I choose this dessert for making you today. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy it.
The winner in the service category is Laura Labarca. Laura, you're responsible for the welcome drink tonight. However, we can enjoy it throughout the entire evening. What inspired you to make a drink called Zürich Berry Spritz?
So for me, regionality is super important. So and also seasonality. And right now in summer, berries are here. So this is why I decided for a berry spritz, as it is also very summery. Thank you very much. And yes, it's a welcome drink. But as you said, obviously you can have it the whole evening, the whole night, as long as there is. Because it's not only the first impression that it's important, but always also the last or all the impressions in between. So this is why it's not only a welcome drink, but really for the whole evening.
Last but not least, no culinary experience wouldn't be complete without outstanding Swiss wines, of course. Our sommelier, Julia Belzung, has selected an excellent collection of Swiss wine for this evening. Well, Julia, I've noticed you have something like beer bottles on your stand. Are you sure you will be serving wine tonight?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I mean, you have to say about team innovation, and the 4 wines we're having tonight are coming from 4 parts of Switzerland where you have 4 different languages, from the French to the German to the Romanche and the Italian way. That's why you have 4 wines, and one of them has a pet nut style where you have only one fermentation, fizziness, and a lovely rosé bottle. But I invite you to come and try all the 4. Really to showcase the diversity and the excellence of Swiss wines.
A big thank you to all of you for being here and for making this celebration so memorable. Ladies and gentlemen, please take the opportunity to visit all of our culinary stations. Enjoy the dishes prepared by our chefs. Don't miss the raclette, and be sure to help yourself with some coffee at an espresso stand or some beverages at the Matoni stand at the back of the garden. Upstairs you will find another bar and additional seating.
Yes, and if someone feels like trying to play Alphorn, please feel free. Approach us and we will organize it for you.
Thank you for joining us, and we wish you a wonderful evening and
Happy Swiss National Day!